I was fired from a job that I had for 7 years. And
hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I'm on my way to 7K. Kindly subscribe and like the video. So in today's video, we'll be talking about older workers are being laid off from their workplaces and they are left with completely nothing. They don't have money to pay the bills and they have younger children in their homes. So I'll put the stitches together so that you watch. I'll be back to share my truths.
I was fired from a job that I had for 7 years. And guess what they asked me to do? So for 7 years, I struggled, I worried, I dressed just the right way, I spoke I did drop some F-bombs. I was going to say I spoke pretty well. I went to a lot of boring meetings. I counseled a lot of people inside of my job to be really good at their job and mitigated possible lawsuits. It was an important job I did. And one Friday afternoon, they invited me to come have a meeting 7 years in. And I was fired. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is they asked me to not tell the people in the office that I was fired, to imagine some other story. Wouldn't I please? So I swallowed the truth and I told everyone I was choosing to leave the job, when that was pretty far from the truth. I was choosing to leave and spend more time with my family. Go to art school. Won't that be fun? I went home and cried that day. I had 2 little kids and a mortgage and bills and car payments and suddenly no job. I was freaked out. But I wasn't surprised because for 7 years I thought, someday I think they're going to fire me. Now, was I psychic? Perhaps I am. Was I negative manifesting? Absolutely. I thought I'm going to get fired more than they're going to give me an award. So be careful, dear ones, what you think about, because what you think about comes about. Even if you're saying, I hope this doesn't happen, you're still saying it in your mind. You're imagining it in your mind. You're imagining the worst case scenario. What if this happens and that happens and this other thing happens? Stop it. Well, that experience, I'm never going to do that again. I'm not going to work for someone who doesn't respect me. I'm not going to work for someone who doesn't really appreciate what I do for them and ask me to lie. I'm not going to do that. They might ask me, but I'm not going to lie. If this resonates for you, if you've done something like this in your life, like so shocked, and then, wait, I kind of created this, write in the comments, yup, because you might have thought it up yourself.
Howdy, howdy. Well, I got the phone call today from my supervisor. Don't ever be loyal to a company, ever. And I'm saying this to the older generation. I'm also saying this to the younger generation. Don't worry about 2-week notices because they will screw you. I just found that out. I've been working for the company for a year. Perfect attendance, never had any issues. Always did my job, was super efficient. Matter of fact, I was one of the most efficient people on second shift. I drive 2 hours round trip for work every day, 410s. Just got a call from my boss that the CEO or the upper management does not want me coming back in. They're just going to let me go. So don't ever give your employer notice. Keep your mouth shut. If you're going to leave, keep it to yourself. If you're going to fill out another application for an employer, do not mark on there that yes, they can contact your past employer, or at least make it known to them that you don't want them, unless they're going to hire you and give you a start date, you don't want them contacting your last employer because they will make your life miserable. Like I said, perfect attendance record, perfect everything. And they called me today and said that they don't want me to come back. So I have to go back down there regardless. to pick up my weld hood and all my equipment that I have there. But they feel that I'm just going to make a bunch of mistakes while I'm there, even though the last year I was one of the most efficient with the least amount of mistakes. I think they think I'm going to purposely kind of screw up their stuff, but I'm just kind of shell-shocked because I still had 3 weeks left before my PTO, and I was going to take the last week off. Mind you, like financially, it's not going to really hurt me that much, but that's 3 weeks of pay that I don't have, that I planned on having when I left. So I asked my supervisor when I was on the phone today. They're going to meet today to discuss. It's kind of up in the air what they want to do, but they asked me not to come in today. I told my supervisor I am coming in tomorrow because I am going to pick up all my equipment, my welding hood and gear and all that stuff that I had there. That's mine, so I want that back. But I asked my supervisor if they could pay me a severance, just pay me out for the 3 weeks and like be done with me. That would be the right thing to do. But apparently they're not much into the right thing to do. I had asked my supervisor a while ago that if I ever gave a 2-week notice, would they let me work the whole thing? And they said yes. He said yes. So either he was lying or he didn't know. But any employer that I ever work for after this, if I ever work for anybody else, I will never give a notice. I'll just not show up one day. And then when they call me to say, why didn't you show up? No, because if I give a 2-week notice, you're going to fire me anyways. So that's what's happened. When I go to the company tomorrow, I'll let you know what's going on. But I am 57, so I think this has a lot to do with ageism. They're trying to get rid of me, like, so that maybe I don't talk to other younger people and tell them what's happening. But with that said, don't ever give a 2-week notice. When employers are asking why you don't give 2 weeks notice, this is an example. If you don't have anything to back you up to let them know, like, you know, you have funding and you're okay with, 2 weeks off with no pay, or maybe save up enough PTO and you just take that 2 weeks off and then just don't come back, that would probably be the best thing. But don't leave yourself short of 2 weeks of pay unless you can afford it, because companies like this will not have your back. They will not. It's pretty sad because I had worked for this company before and they were pretty fair last time. And I gave them 2 weeks notice last time and they let me work all the way through. So with that being said, just an update. I'm headed over to Menards to get more screws, so I'm going to go back to work on finishing out the van. And I'm guessing I'm just not going to be going back to work at all. So hopefully they pay me what they owe me, or at least pay me a severance of the 3 weeks, and then my PTO, and just pay me all out at once and then be done with me. So I will find out more of that later today or tomorrow. I guess they got to have a meeting about it. I don't understand why they even do this kind of bullshit, but yeah, it's kind of fucked up if you think about it, but lesson learned. And I kind of thought this might happen, so I made sure I had money saved. Not going to hurt me a lot financially, but it would be nice to have that money for traveling. But anyways, I just thought I'd share with you. And you got people out here racing, looking to get tickets because the cops around here don't deal with that very well. But anyways, yeah, one more thing. I just met a lady. Her name's Heather, and she's a van lifer, and she lives in a 1995 ambulance, which is pretty freaking awesome. So I met her, talked to her, and I'll tell you what, some of these van life people, she's cool as shit, man. We have lots in common. We were talking about different stuff we were doing. I showed her my van. Her van's not real clean right now, but that's to be expected if you live in your van full time. But yeah, Heather, if you ever see this, peace. That was cool to meet you. But maybe I'll see her around one more time. She was going to give me her phone number, and then she had to run. I had to run. She had an appointment. So anyways, Heather, if you see this, add me. All right. Peace.
That's a video, guys. I'm just here also to share my 2 cents, like what I think about today's video. More other workers being fired from their workplaces. So I've seen a lot of these videos on my FYP, and I was like, oh, this is really happening because there are a lot of people who are coming now on TikTok being open or being fired from their workplaces. And I was just thinking and wondering, like, do these companies have humanity? Like, how can you fire an older person, and what are you thinking that they're going to pay their bills? Because they came out so clean and open, say they have younger children at home and they can't even afford to pay rent, they can't pay car payments and all these, because some of these workers, they have their mortgages and they're being fired. Okay, and being 60, like, the job market now is cooked. If you're 40, 50, 60, it's very hard for you to find a job. And just think, an older person, like, order, they start like applying for jobs, and you know how stressing it is looking for a job, attending interviews and all these things. And me thinking, these are the people who shaped this company, like they even training other people when they were coming in these jobs in this company. They had these skills which the training all these workers how they work and everything. And if most of the videos I seen that most of these workers, they started their jobs in these companies when they were youth. Some, they've worked for so long, 10 years, 35 years in the same company, and this company had just let them go like that without thinking, even without a second guessing. Okay, yeah. So I've seen a lot of ageism, which is really affected. Like, a lot of people, because of their age, they're being let go. The company thinks that these people, they don't have enough strength to work. Okay, but this is like, everyone has need to be given a chance. A company shouldn't be thinking like that, because we've seen, like, when they order workers, like I saw another video where someone came and say her director was let go, and there's a young lady, 28 years or 25 years, came to replace her. And it was so heartbreaking, like, to think all these things, like, what are these people thinking? Like, how can you be letting go of people like that? And people are not even ready, like, to leave these jobs. They don't even have money. They don't even have a plan to retire at this age, because you know the cost of living now is at its peak. It's on the highest. So it's really crazy, guys, and it's so heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking. And the other thing is that the main reason which the companies are giving is they're trying to cut costs. And some of these workers are they're being replaced by AI, because we've seen that um, AI is taking a lot of places, because this AI can do hard jobs. They don't even need humans, they just need the AI to do all these things. And you don't have to pay the AI, like, you can't even pay them. You just have to work with them for so long. So they're thinking of how much profit they're going to be making from all these, like, not having workers and just having the intellectual intelligence. Yeah. So, and they're not even caring what these humans are going to be doing, because we all need a job for us to survive. We need money for us to live. Okay. So, yeah. So another thing that I want to talk about is these workers, like these people, the other people who are being let go, they're going through a lot of mental breakdown and a lot of depression. Okay, because of they don't even have a chance to explain themselves to the company, and they're like they're now thinking that, okay, what am I going to do next? Like, I'm older and I start looking for a job. It's kind of stressing. And I've seen people, other people, being evicted from their houses. Like, they can't even manage to pay rent from their houses. They are now living in cars. And just imagine you're older and you start living in cars. All that stress. So I think the American dream which we are promised is not really correct, because people are really suffering. Like, people are going through a lot of things, because you can do everything right in the blink of an eye. You just miss a step, then everything is gone. So I've seen people going all through this, and these are the people who have worked so hard for this country to be in this place, but they're just being taken like, okay, we don't need you, bye. So it's really crazy. And another thing that I want to talk about is, I think we need to put right measures. If someone wants to be fired, let them know before. It's really important, not just saying then you want to let go another person. Where are you thinking you're throwing these people to? Okay. And the retirement age, and people are not even planning to retire because the economy is not even good at this point. Yeah, so that's my thought. I don't know what you think about today's video. Kindly leave a comment for me, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until next time.